The word networking means different things to different people and sometimes can create quite a visceral reaction. Networking. 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 But when it comes to job searching, we know that networking is the single most important part of a strong job search strategy. How many times have you heard someone say, "I got a job because I knew someone"? A lot. But if we know networking is so important, how do some of us get it so impressively wrong? In this video, we're going to cover the networking mistakes that nearly everyone is making, how to fix them, and how to network the right way to get a job. I'm Kamara Toffolo, resume writer, LinkedIn consultant, job search strategist, and LinkedIn top voice who helps established professionals dare to do work differently and land great fitting gigs. I post new videos every Tuesday and go live every Thursday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to get notifications. My videos will equip you with some of the most valuable information to make your job search easier, because job searching shouldn't be this hard. So because of the era that we live in, a lot of the networking we're doing is happening online. And a lot of the networking is initiated by email, in-mail, on LinkedIn, and other written forms of communication. In this video, we're going to dig quite deeply into networking messaging, the common mistakes that are made with sending network messages, as well as other ways to approach networking in order to make it easier for you. First, let's take a look at networking messages. Now, your job when you're sending network messages is to get people to first read them and then get them to respond. That means the onus is on you to make sure that your messages are written in such a way that it increases the chances of these two things happening. The first most common networking mistake that I see being made is that you're being too transactional. Many of us are treating networking like we're placing an Uber Eats order. Dear Sir / Madam, I'm looking for a job as a project manager. Attached is my resume. Extra soy sauce and wasabi, please. I look forward to hearing from you. Send. If this sounds anything like your networking approach, then we need to fix some things. When you're treating networking like a numbers game, then it becomes transactional, when effective networking should be playing the long game. Networking is about building long-term relationships. Another problem I see with networking, especially when it comes to writing messages, is creating homework for the reader. Messages like, "Hi, I'm looking for a job. Can you help?" create a ton of homework for the reader, should they actually respond, because it opens up questions like, "What job are you looking for? What are your skills? Resume, hello, where is it? How do you think I can help you?" So because of this, the likelihood is very low that they will actually respond. So how do we fix this? You need to make sure that you are customizing the heck out of your networking messages. That means that they need to include something very specific about the person to whom you're reaching out. Try to go for something that you admire about them and the work that they do. Don't be afraid to stroke their ego. Next, you need to define and specify how and why you're reaching out to that person and why you believe they are the one that can help you. Next, you need to identify exactly what you're hoping to achieve, whether it be more about learning about a target profession or job, target company, target industry, but we never want to make it, "I want to get a job at." Your message should also include a call to action. Are you asking for a brief moment of their time over the phone or Zoom? Were you hoping that they could introduce you to someone that they know? Be very specific. And finally, never forget this part, close your message with an expression of gratitude for their time. Another big networking mistake that I see being made frequently is reaching out to the wrong recruiters, also in the wrong way. Maybe some clarity about the job of a recruiter or a talent acquisition professional will help in this case. Their job is to find people for jobs. Their job is not to get you a job. Also, just like any other profession, recruiters have their own areas of specialty. So some examples would be sales recruiter, accounting and finance recruiter, IT recruiter, the list goes on. For many job seekers, these are things that they might not be aware of, which leads to ineffective networking with recruiters. So in order to fix this, we need to make sure that our messages are targeted and targeted to the right recruiters. First, it's really important for you to do your research and uncover recruiters' specialties before you reach out to them. If you're applying for a sales job, let's say, it's probably not worth your or the recruiter's time to reach out to that recruiter if, let's say, they specialize in accounting roles. That said, they might be able to forward your message along to a colleague. Going back to our previous fix, where we outlined what your networking messages should include, when you're reaching out to recruiters, you'll want to add a few other details. And this includes, if there was a job posted online that they're recruiting for, you'll want to indicate in your message to the recruiter that you've already applied for that job, and make sure you actually apply for it first. Also, you'll want to include a line in your message that gives the recruiter permission to send your message and your attached resume, by the way, attach your resume, onto someone else, should they feel that you should be in touch with someone other than themselves. Another mistake in networking that I see is treating informational interviews like interviews. This is not your fault. After all, the word interview is in this term. That's why I really don't like the term informational interview, because it's not an interview. So they're definitely not the time to just outright ask for a job. Informational interviews are for learning about how your contact has been successful in their profession or company or industry, and to learn what advice they might have for someone like yourself who's aspiring to be successful like them. Informational interviews are a time for organic connection, conversation, and relationship building. Anyone who's willing to have an informational interview with you is already thinking of ways that they can help you further. They'll be thinking of people to whom they should introduce you. They'll be thinking of professional development advice and many other things. So make sure that you're coming to the table with very thoughtful questions and let the conversation unfold naturally. Another mistake I see with networking is job seekers putting all of their job search eggs into their networking basket. As we've established, networking is critical to your job search success, but it's not something to be done in isolation. You may have heard headlines like "How to get a job without applying online," which I think are actually misleading. Jobs are posted online for a reason, to be applied to. By only networking, you're putting unnecessary pressure on yourself and undue pressure on the people with whom you are trying to connect. So what this means is, in addition to networking, you want to be applying online as well. Applying online and networking are not mutually exclusive job search tactics. They both coexist in a strong job search strategy. Another big mistake that I see with networking is overcomplicating it. Chances are you are overcomplicating networking and making it harder on yourself. Networking is just a fancy word for connecting with other people. And naturally connecting with other human beings need not be complicated, and surely should not be crazy uncomfortable. If it is feeling uncomfortable, then that's a sign that we need to make some adjustments. So my advice to you is to start slow, simply, and to not stray too far from home. So what do I mean by home? I want you to start networking where you already hang out and already have established connections. So where might that be? Friends and family. You never know who your great Aunt Susan might know. Alumni networks. Alumni networks are always working hard to keep their alumni engaged and engaging with each other. So tap that network. You have an instant icebreaker. You went to the same school. And another example is professional organizations. If you have a professional designation or certification, you have a membership that you pay for, probably every year, and a built-in network. Professional organizations want to keep your professional membership dues coming in every year. So to incentivize you, they likely offer events and networking opportunities that you can take advantage of. Now let's talk about easier ways to connect with people that you don't really know yet. I recommend becoming a raving fan of the people who you admire. They're probably hanging out on social media that you already use. I mean, you found them somehow, right? So make sure that you're engaging with them and sharing their content and commenting on it. Thoughtful comments and questions go a long way. I'm a big fan and user of Twitter, and I've built some fantastic friendships there, simply by asking questions, tweeting, and retweeting. I'm on Clubhouse as well, which I see as having huge potential for networking. And of course, we can't forget LinkedIn. Really, there are so many places that you're already hanging out where you can just make small adjustments to how you interact with others, which will have huge networking ROI. Being targeted in our networking is important, but what's equally as important is to always be networking. We don't want to wait until we're in a job search to network. That's like trying to purchase insurance after you got in that fender bender. So don't start the most important part of your job search after you need it. And here's my cue for you. How do you feel when you hear the word networking? What did this video teach you about your approach? What will you change or keep doing more of? Tell me in the comments below. I make a lot of videos, but I also make free guides to help you in your job search. I'm currently working on a free guide to help you with your networking. So if you'd like me to send it to you when it's ready, make sure to sign up for it in the description below. I'll send you my cover letter guide and checklist in the meantime. And if you're already signed up for my list, great. I'll send you the networking guide automatically when it's ready. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with a friend, or click on my face over there and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.